finally deserved. I've been waiting since morning for my turn. Finally, I'm here. Good afternoon. Since all of you are here since morning, I'm beginning to have a question in my mind. Do you really remember why did you come here? Or you have forgotten? So perhaps I'm going to answer this question, but before that, I had a very small observation when Kanan was announcing that a lady has lost her chain and locket. Everybody was looking at their chain and locket. Is it true or not? So everybody is safe here? I hope so. The lady who spoke just before us, a very prominent celebrity, she has just left, but her name was pronounced wrong. Instead of Pratibha Prahlad, she said Pratibha Patil. If she was here, I would have told her that you will be President of India one day, don't worry. But she has left. I hope I'll be able to convey it to her. But she's a celebrity. She's a very famous dancer. And she's both Pratibhavan and she's both having some qualities of Prahlad. I wanted to share it with you. Since morning we are talking, I thought it is very relevant to share it. So her talent, of course, she is Padma Shri awardee. She's a renowned dancer, classical dancer. But she became a dancer because she was Siddhi like Prahlad. And she almost revolted from her family because she comes from a very illustrious family of educationists and civil servants. And her parents wanted her to become an IAS officer. And then she said, no, I want to become a dancer. But look who came to her rescue, none other than her mother. And she said that, look, these men in our family will never allow you to be a dancer, and therefore you please pretend that you are interested in the studies. You pretend that you are preparing for IAS examination, and then slowly we will win the race, and rest is history. So that is what happens in most of the cases, because many questions were raised here as to how to make good human beings, how to choose a career, what is the purpose of education, and probably examples like these give us some answers. So having said that, let me remind you, ladies and gentlemen, that we all came here in the morning for 2 or 3 things, which I am very sure. Number one, the title says that it's an award function. So award function is for the individuals who take the award or receive the award. It is fine, you have come here to receive the awards, but let us tell from the organizer's point of view, from society's point of view, from the point of view of recognition, I would say it is an expression of gratitude, it is an expression of appreciation, and thanks to all of you who are doing excellent job in educating our children. I know it for sure that if it was only that, probably nobody would come here. But if society was not endowed with people like each one of you, I think society would have been different. And different means it would have been worse off and certainly not the better off. And therefore I take this opportunity to congratulate all of you and wish you good luck that you continue to do the good work. I'm reminded of 2 very important sayings here. One is that if your intentions are good, and if you have prepared yourself to do good for the society, I can assure you that the entire world will conspire to be with you. And that is how each one of us, with our good intentions, do good work and we succeed. So this is one thing. The second thing which is very important in my opinion is that when we work hard and our intentions are good, our goals are good, our ends and our means, both of them are pure, then the good luck would also like to ride on you, because the good luck has no other choice but to ride on you, because you will be the winner. So that is the second very important thing. And that is why our coming together here will be marking a new beginning in each one of our lives. So this is the first purpose that all of us came together. The second is that it is a tribal group. you know, and it is a tribal gathering. And tribal gathering of educationists, educators, teachers, principals, leaders, whatever name you give. And I think learning together and growing together and strengthening together is facilitated if tribes keep meeting and keep talking to each other. Because it is from those gatherings that our problems will come and then our solutions will also come. So that is something very, very important. And the third thing is that we all here for knowing each other. You know, for me, it is a very long time. I have played very long innings, perhaps innings longer than Sunil Gavaskar and Sachin Tendulkar. And even then, when I come to these meetings, I meet a host of new people and a host of new experiences. For me, now that I'm attending these programs for a very long time, I can tell you that in this hall, my students are also sitting here who are principals. I'm not very old. I started early in my life. So my students are principals, they are sitting here. My colleagues are sitting here in this hall. They are also principals. My former colleagues, I think 25% of this hall, I have worked with them, I have known them, I have collaborated with them, and still meeting them is a new thing. And all the new people that I'm meeting, something very amazing comes. So if these three are the prime purposes of this, I'm sure your day has been very, very useful. I'm very, very sure about it. The second aspect that I want to discuss with you here, that this morning we dedicated the Lifetime Achievement Award and Edu Leader Awards to some of the prominent people. The one person who is sitting here, Vijaya Bakshi, Didi, I call her with love and affection. She has devoted all her life for the cause of education. I think these people become the inspiration. With all the problems and with all the vagaries and with all the regulations and with all the problems, if there is one person who could sail through with flying colors, with immense contribution to society, I think everybody sitting here has the same potential, and you can also do the same thing. You saw octogenarian Mr. Dinanath Arora, who was sitting here, who could barely walk, but I sat with him for 5 minutes, and in 5 minutes he told me at least 5 pearls of life, wisdom and education. He was constantly telling me that the people do not distinguish between literacy, education and gaining knowledge. That was his lament at this stage. He said, what is the purpose of education? Nobody knows. What is Vidya? What is Kala? Nobody knows. This is what he was telling me. So at this stage, this is his concern. He told me that learning and teaching, the difference between teaching and learning is that teaching is visible. So you have all the gadgets, you can talk, you can communicate, you can do whatever you like, and people can see it and observe it. But how learning is taking place, nobody can see it. And that is why it is said that teaching is an art and learning is a science. And those who understand the teaching as an art and learning as a science are the ones who can make immense contribution to the process of teaching and learning. So this is the second thing I thought I must share with you. I congratulate them. I congratulate you, ma'am, for all the work that you have done your entire life. The third thing, Dr. D.C. Sharma, Vatsala is here, and one more person from that side. You know, a kind of question and answer session was weaved around the process of education and where do we take education, what is the difference between leader and leadership. That question was something that came to my mind, and I thought that I'll devote 2 or 3 minutes to this question, because this has been very, very close to my heart too, that leadership is something which can be cultivated. Each one of you is capable of cultivating some of the finest leadership qualities. But to cultivate that leadership quality, I think 2 or 3 caveats are necessary. At least this is what I have understood through my experience. And those 2 or 3 caveats are namely, number 1, at whatever stage of life you are at this point of time, assume that you have reached the first mountain of your life. And there is a concept which is called second mountain. And the second mountain is that at whatever stage you are, at this point of time, you take a decision that from here on, my life, my work, my time, my wisdom will be devoted to doing good for others. And that is the second mountain. And this second mountain will propel you to take you to the path of real leadership. So this is the first caveat. The second caveat is something which is called confident humility. And what is confident humility? You've heard about confidence, you've heard about humility. But confident humility is the part of the spectrum which begins on one hand with arrogance, on the other hand it ends at passivity. So let us not be unbridled arrogant and unbridled passivity, bending over backward as we call it. And that little pious portion is called confident humility. When we know what we can do and we do it with confidence. And when we know what we cannot do, we have the humility to accept it that we cannot do it. And that is perhaps the definition of confident humility is all about. I will tell you, if you have followed the newspaper reports in the past 10 days, one particular news item must have struck you and impressed you. And that was a similar award function like this. The only difference was that the award was received by Ratan Tata. An award was given by Narayan Murthy of Infosys. And did you notice that after handing over the award to Ratan Tata, Narayan Murthy went almost to the stage and touched the feet of Ratan Tata. That is confident humility. That is rooted in our deep value culture. And the third one, which I will tell you very briefly, is something called passion. So let me tell you a little story of Olympics. So what happens in Olympics is that the Olympic torch is lit in Olympia, the place of origin. And from there, that torch travels to the venue where so say for example, Rio de Janeiro, if it is there, so Olympia to Rio de Janeiro, that torch will travel. And how does that torch travels? That torch travels on foot, by aeroplane, by sea routes, and thousands and thousands of people join that marching of the torch. And then on the final day in the inaugural ceremony, at the venue, that torch, some celebrity will come and take it and take around that particular stadium. Now, this is the passion with which the Olympics are held. And I see with all the problems, once what happened when this torch was going on and they had to cross a road, and that road was just 60 or 70 feet wide. And the leader of the torch found that road was blocked by some people who were protesting. And when he went there, and he asked, why are you protesting? Why are you not allowing us to go through this? And then they said that, look, this portion of the road belonged to us originally, and the government has taken it by force, and therefore we are on protest and we will not let you go. And then that leader of the Olympic torch explained to him the purpose and philosophy of this Olympics. And that leader was very convinced and very apologetic that I'm so sorry, because of us you had to wait for some time. He got the road cleared, they crossed the road, and then they sat on Dharna once again. The point that I'm making is that unforeseen problems come along this journey with the passion of Olympics. In my opinion, once you have come in the field of education, you have joined that Olympics of education. And the similar flame of passion must be lit in each one of us if we really want to succeed as an educator and to make a contribution to shape the life and future of this young generation who has come to us with their entire confidence and with their entire future, giving in our hand that, look, here we are, and you please shape our future, we have no question to ask. So imagine the immense responsibility that we have as educators, and what we have to do is not something that will be taught in a program like this. I wish you all the very best. I only need one permission from you. I know many of you, but I want to call on the stage 3 people, and I want to introduce it to them that how this journey, my passion of flame of education has traveled from 1993 to 2020, and I hope with your blessings it will carry on. So Mr. Joravar Singh, please come here and I'll tell you something about him. Akash Pradhan, please come here. And Raj Kumar is here, or he has left, from DPS Jammu. Raj Kumar is here, he has left. Okay. So please come. I want to tell you that Akash was a very young kid when I was a young master in 400 acres sprawling campus called Mayo College, Ajmer. And today he is here, he is the principal of Heritage School, Jammu. I congratulate you, Akash, the way you have shaped yourself. He worked in many organizations, and why I admire him more is that at the end of the day, he decided to become a teacher, and then today he is heading a school. Please give him a big hand. And my friend Joravar, both of us are product of Allahabad University. He is a year or two junior to me, I believe. And he joined a school where I was already there for a year or so. He came, he was working under me for a year or two. And we both learned playing squash under the influence of our children. This is a story I wanted to share with you. That there was a young boy of class 7. I was teaching him science. He almost waylaid me one evening. It was a boarding school. And he said, sir, I want to tell you something. I said, come on, tell me. Rajiv, his name was Rajiv. And he says, sir, you teach me science, I don't understand. So I said, what do you want? Sir, you give me extra time. But sir, I know it is a residential school, tuition is not allowed, and you will not charge money, but I want to pay it back. I said, how will you pay it back? And he said, I will teach you how to play squash, because I know you don't know how to play squash. And believe me, both of us entered into that deal. I learned squash. I made sure that he learned science and he passed. And I played squash, and Akash, I don't know you know it or not, I became a squash in charge of Mayo College, Ajmer. And I took my squash training from National Institute of Sports, Patiala, under a coach from Australia. And I became a squash referee. I played the veterans squash tournament and many laurels, I can tell you that. But why I'm telling you this story is that this man who is standing here, I want you to clap for him, but I'm very jealous of him. So he came later, he also didn't know how to play squash, but he played squash, learned it faster, and defeated me in every game that I played with him. Yeah. Mayo number 2 and Rajasthan representative of squash is standing here before you. So a little bit about Joravar. So when we left that school, we decided that we will go to the best school in the country. I decided to go to Ajmer, Mayo College. He decided to go to Sindhia School, Gwalior. And from there he started his career, I started my career. Both of us have followed each other. He has immense love for me, and I have 2 times more immense love for him. So God bless you, and God bless